Assalamu alaikum. I'm Huma Islam, and today we're going to discuss Hadith number 2. And Hadith number 2 is based on communal conduct. In other words, the Hadith is related to how one should conduct oneself in the community or in relation to the community. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you believes until he wants for his brother what he wants for himself. This is a hadith in which it is being mentioned, La yu'minu, you cannot believe, ahadukum, any one of you, hatta, until yuhibba, he loves, li akhihi, for his brother, ma, what, yuhibbu, he loves, li nafsihi, for his nafs. Now, you cannot be mu'min. Weak iman, what is being talked about? You cannot be mu'min. It's impossible for you to totally believe. In other words, you have a weak iman, or you lack the essence of Islam. You lack the unity of Islam. As a mu'min is a person who can never be selfish and always cares for others. Because what you want for yourself, you will always, if you're a mu'min, if your iman is complete, you will want for your brothers to be in the same position, to have the same benefits. For example, the example of the Ansar in Medina. How did they proved their iman when they welcomed in the Muhajirin from Makkah. They gave them the food that they ate. They gave them the homes that they lived in. In other words, they treated them exactly the way they lived their own lives. So Allah is saying that the hadith expresses that you cannot be mu'min if you don't. But if you look in the society, look towards the society and us as Muslims, us as mu'min, do we want for our brothers or sisters in Islam what we want for ourselves? No, we're different. No, I want to score a higher grade than the other. No, I want to get the best car. I want to be wearing the best clothes, and so on. Now, what does one want for himself? A person wants love, respect, and care, help in need, consolation when sad, happiness shared, food, shelter, and clothing, rights, or haqq. Now, if I explain this a bit, love. Now, we all need the love of our parents, of our siblings. We want them to love us, but do we show our love back? Respect. We desire everybody to respect us, but do we respect people? Like, as I'm a teacher, every time I go into a class, I tell my students for the first day that I will respect each and every one of you, and I will never humiliate you, I will never degrade you. So in return, I would expect you to respect me back. And I believe that I cannot get the respect of my kids or my students until I don't respect them. Even children, like we usually talk about respecting elders, but you should also respect the young also. If you want the young to respect you, then the elders should also respect them. We want people to care for us, so we should show our care and our empathy also. Help in need. Okay, whenever we talk about help in need, what comes to our mind is maybe a poor person needs help. No, even a normal person who's well off, sometimes they need different types of wants. For example, sometimes you need help in your homework. Sometimes you need help in your assignment, or you need a ride, or you need somebody to help you with your luggage or help you across the road. So we should always try to help others. When we help others, then of course, when we have developed those characteristics of helping others, then whenever you need help, you will also receive it. Consolation when sad. Now, because nowadays everybody has become so self-centered that we're just worried about when I'm sad. If I'm sad, that's the big problem. But if somebody else is sad, if somebody else is in a problem, is upset, we don't care. It should not be like that. You should be there for people when they are upset. You should be there for people when they need somebody to talk to. And in response, naturally, when you are always there for somebody, then you will get the same treatment back. Happiness shared. I told my students the other day that, okay, your neighbor buys a new car and you're not that happy. But when your dad buys a new car, you're over the moon. And then you're also worried about why isn't everybody else happy that I got this new car, that we got this new car? Because you were not happy when the others got the car, then why would somebody be happy with your new car? So happiness should also be shared. We should not sulk or, get jealous when somebody else benefits. Food, shelter, and clothing, these are essential needs of a person. If you have home help in your home and they are not managing, I mean, they don't have enough clothes for the winters and they don't have enough food, helping them with food and giving them clothes so that they can live, through the winters. This is also because would you like to go through the winters without a hat or without, socks to wear? So always think for others what you would want for yourself. And rights. Rights. We always demand human rights, women rights, and student rights, and teachers' rights, and doctors' rights. But do we give the rights that we are supposed to give? First of all, always be a giver of rights and then demand for your own rights. Okay, now teachings. Communal conduct is highlighted here. Humanity, fraternity, brotherhood is being taught. Humanity, in other words, that we belong to, the human race, and because of this relation that we are all brothers and sisters, because we are the children of Adam and Eve, then we should treat each other well. Fraternity means feeling of friendship between a group of people. Brotherhood is being taught. It is mentioned in Surah Hujurat, that, as you can see on the last point that I have on this list. No doubt all Muslims are brothers. So brotherhood is also taught in this hadith. No jealousy, ill wishes, grudges, selfishness, no break in relations, no jealousy. You should not feel jealous of another person or another person's achievements, him getting into a good university or aiming a great job. You shouldn't feel jealous. Ill wishes. You should not feel, wish for other person, anything ill. For example, you didn't get a place in a medical college, so your cousin, you don't want her to also get a place in a medical college. That would be ill wishes for a person. You're not supposed to feel that way. Grudges. Grudges is a feeling that you hate somebody or you don't dislike somebody, and because of this feeling of dislike or hate, you act. All your actions are based on it. Selfishness. Just worried about yourself and nobody else. No break in relations. It's a sad aspect of our society that nearly every household and every big family, extended families, you will see people are not talking to each other. You'll see an aunt not talking to the uncle, and you'll see children not talking to the parents. This is not allowed. In fact, it's forbidden in that you should not. There's a hadith that no, you will not enter Jannah. Who will not enter Jannah? The one who cuts relations, blood relations. Muslims should help, facilitate, cooperate, respect, and care and love for one another. Treat others the way you would want it to be treated yourself. Now, if I don't want to be shouted out, I will not shout out at other people. If I don't want to be, humiliated, I will not humiliate others. If I don't want to be made fun of, I will not do it to others. Okay, now implementation of the teachings of the hadith. Remember in paper 2, P2, question 1, you get a question, you are given 4 hadith in which the first question is from the 4 given hadiths, you have to select 2 and then you are asked to explain the teachings within the hadith, and then B part, they ask how can these teachings be put into action, or how can we implement these teachings in our daily lives. Now, Muslims should care for fellow Muslims in the society. First, remember, always set short-term goals, achievable goals. Start with your family first. Treat your brothers and sisters the way you want to be treated yourself. Treat your parents the way you wanted to be treated yourself. Treat your cousins the way you wanted to be treated yourself. And then expand that to the larger community, in other words, your neighbors, and then to the society at large. And then when you've gained the expertise in being a good person, then at large to all humans, all mankind, because you're going to travel across the world to many different countries. Yes, you will encounter with other people. It's not, you should not degrade or disrespect a person just because they belong to a different religion. You should always be able to respect others, people of faith also. As students, we should treat fellow students with respect and never mock or make fun of them. In fact, it is mentioned in Surah Hujurat that don't make fun of another nation or another person, because some some mocking or some making fun of hurts the other person. Now, I've noticed with my experience that every time there's a fight in school in which kids have, used their hands in aggression against each other, it all the fight starts from just a bad joke. In fact, somebody was mocked or somebody was made fun of, or somebody was being sarcastic to another person. There it's not bad to joke. I mean, they are good. You can joke around, but not on the stake of another person's feelings. Remember, when you mock somebody, when you hurt the other's feelings because of you joked about them, that stays with them for the rest of their lives. I mean, some words hit strike, although they may be smiling or laughing at that time, but your joke should not hurt a person's feelings. Because would you like somebody to joke about you and then that hitting you hard and you feeling really bad about it? So when you don't like being mocked at or somebody being humiliating you with a joke. If you don't like that, then you won't want it from another person. You won't want that for another person. Respect, always respect. Okay, the casualness and we are free with each other. We are friends. Yes, but be friends, be casual, but never ever disrespect a person. Never bully our schoolmates. You should never bully your schoolmates because bullying is so traumatic for students. And whoever's bullied, sometimes people are bullied at work also. It's so traumatic that it leaves scars and makes a person so, it has such a trauma that it lasts with them for wherever they go. They're always scared of being bullied. Be kind and considerate towards your domestic helpers. Be kind. Now, how can we be good Muslims when we are not good to the people who are working in our homes? And they're the ones who are feeding you, cooking for you, cleaning for you, taking care of your clothes. And when we address them, how do we talk to them? We address them like they're nobody or they have no value. Be considerate towards your domestic helpers. Help the poor and needy. How can you help the poor and needy? It's not always by money. Remember, it's not always by money. You can help the poor and needy in different ways. Like you want an education, so start teaching their children. Start giving their children an education. Like if you have somebody coming into your home and their children are out of school, then as your students, at least you can teach them A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3. It's no big deal. You can do that. Because if you want an education, you should try it, or you can open up a Saturday Sunday school outside out of school children in your lawn, helping them with paperwork. Sometimes because everything has been digitalized or on computers, you usually the people who come in to help at home, they can't manage the Nadra office or driving licenses. They can't go through those paperworks as systematically as an educated person can. So if you help them with these type of things, that is also beneficial for them. Make others comfortable in your presence and do not alienate them. That is very important. Many times I've seen at weddings or at a public gathering that when people come, usually they treat people like they'll look them up and down, and if there's a new person in town or in your gathering, they're not going to be welcoming. I mean, they're going to alienate that person. That the person's going to feel so bad. So imagine you being in that position. Would you like for yourself what you are doing to another person? So there are so many ways that we can implement this hadith.